Hello people, my name is Malik. You are watching our YouTube channel Official Tech Repair. We have Samsung Galaxy S8 SMG950. The front proximity light motion sensor doesn't work. What means is when your phone the call comes and when you bring it to your ear, it doesn't go dark. So one of the possibility is maybe this is faulty. If you really know this is a faulty, this is a video. It will cover up how to replace a proximity light motion sensor. Before you do that, I will advise is back it up all your data and do the factory reset. You might fix this issue. If it doesn't, then you have to physically get into it. Let's get into it and see how we can replace it. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to apply the heat on it. You need a heat gun. That probably will take you about maybe 5 minutes up to 100 degree, 105. That's the max I probably will use it. Or if you have that sort of the LCD plate controller, the heat controller, you just leave it on. You can just turn it on. You can adjust the heat on this one. So we have it about 85 degree on that, and I had it about 10 minutes on this one. So that's one option, is you use one of these, or you use manual heat, the heat guns, hot air guns you also call them. So we had applied about 5 minutes. It's pretty hot, hard to hold it, but this point you need to be very careful. The most important part is that you need to get it to one point. In any stage, if you see it's getting really hard, you might just apply more heat on it for a few seconds. The longer you will apply the control heat, controlled I mean like if you're using 105 degree, just use 105 degree. The longer you will use it, it will be easier, because there are very strong adhesives underneath. You really need to keep an eye on this side. Is why if you're feeling it that it is getting like a hump or is getting harder, you might just shatter the back. Don't bring too deep in. So at this point, once it's, you know, it pretty much is getting loose, keep doing it for 2-3 times like this. Okay, another thing is take it off this, you know, the finger scan home sort of the button on it. Okay, if it's coming off like this, is better, even like this. So that back came like this, is still hot, warm, so we're gonna leave it on the side. Okay, just gonna try to use maybe this little foam. So we have this little thing where we're gonna keep all the screws. So we would need is now is the 1.5 millimeter Phillips head screwdriver. We're gonna open all these screws. Okay, so we have removed pretty much all the screws, and now we are going to take this SIM card tray out, which is just based on the top. Another careful, don't put anything in that one, because this is your upper microphone. So this is your SIM tray. and we just take it out, leave it on the side. Okay, plastic pry tool, very carefully just try to take this mid frame off, and okay, and disconnect the home button. Okay, so this is your finger scan biometrics home button. So if you have a covering of the video which is how to replace this biometrics, the home button, so what you do is, this is a new one, so you just connect this one and then you just plug this one in, and then you can put all the screws back and put the back in, and that should cover if you want to know how to replace this back home finger scan biometrics finger scan button. Yeah. So we have now removed this. Okay, so first of all, now we are going to disconnect the battery connector. That's the battery connector. It's still hot, so let's say if we are going to replace the battery, so from this side you apply a lot of heat. Yeah, 100 degree. This is very hot, so this is to, we have to take the battery out, to replacement of the battery. You need to be very slowly, have your thumb here. The more hot and the warm you will do it, the battery will come out easy. Okay, now we are going to disconnect all the connectors. This is for the LCD connector. This is the back camera, sorry, the front camera. That's the volume control. Remove the loudspeaker buzzer, ringer. So now we are going to open these USB Type-C charging port. Now it's gonna disconnect the audio jack. Once you disconnect the audio jack, you have to hold it here. If you have this screwdriver, just a little bit pull it from inside to up, and that will just pop up like this. So this can also, video can cover how to replace the faulty audio jack, but you don't have to remove the battery for that. Now we are going to lift a little bit motherboard. Okay. Like that. That's the whole motherboard out. If you want to have a faulty back camera, so just disconnect this one, apply little heat, take the back camera, push it down, put the new camera, and that will do that as well. But to replace the back camera, you don't have to remove the battery. This one. If you have light motion proximity sensor problem, this is your proximity sensor here. You have to remove this one. If you have a front camera problem, so we just remove the front camera. Okay, that's your front camera module. Now we are going to remove the vibrator. You have a flat head, just go to the very bottom. Yes, I would apply a little bit heat from the back side for maybe about 1 minute. That's your vibrator. So this is your proximity sensors, light motion sensors, they just built there. So we're gonna just reverse the procedure. Okay. So some of the screens already comes with the upper ear speaker built on it. Now we're just gonna put this vibrator back on. That's your light motion sensor goes back in. Okay. Front camera module. Now we're gonna put this motherboard back in. Okay. So for the charging port, these cables, the blue one goes first underneath the white. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna connect the LCD connector, front cameras, and this one is for your front proximity sensor. Okay. Now we're gonna put this audio jack connector back. That is gonna get connected. There's a little connector here. Okay. That's the loudspeaker buzzer. But first of all, we will make sure everything is in balanced. Yes, they are all balanced. Everything is connected. We're gonna put this from the top. This clips like this. So once the balance, yes. Okay. So that is way to check that everything is balanced here. So now we're gonna use is the battery. You can use this adhesive, or you can also use 3-comb double-side tapes. It's like this. Connect the battery connector and just nicely little bit press it. Once you do this, then you disconnect the battery connector. Okay. Yeah, it's all balanced. So battery connector goes back in. Okay. Now we're gonna put these screws back. Okay, so we have put the screws back into the charging port. Okay, so now we are going to put the rest of the screws. Okay, but make sure it's all clips. Okay, so I would put maybe 1 2 on the top, 1 or 2 on the sort of bottom, in the middle, kind of the random screws, but do not tighten them so much deep, because if you're gonna tighten so much, you don't want to touch it to the OLED or LED. See, now it sits properly. I would also maybe just turn it on just to test it and check it, just in case something is not working and you have to open again. So I would turn it on a couple of times before I put all the screws. Turn on the maybe camera, speakers. Yeah, so it's working fine. So you can test everything, all the speakers, everything. Cover it up, and now I will connect the biometrics finger scan, back home button, whatever you want to call it. So we are going to put the back SIM tray. Okay, so everything has been put in, and now we are just going to put this back. So you can apply some of the adhesive tapes, 3Com, like these sort of stripes, 2mm, 3mm, or you can also use that sort of glue. They are adhesive glue, multi-purpose adhesive, rubber glue sort of thing. And so we did have this one, and that goes like this. Okay, and you would need 3-4 of these strong rubber bands. So we just apply the little bit kind of the glue, and then what we do is that sort of the band, one goes here, one goes there. See, it's all perfectly adjusted. And once you put this one, leave it for maybe half an hour, 10 minutes, 15-20 minutes minimum. Okay, and then nicely clean it up, polish it up with a fiber cloth, and then run the full test and then show to the customer, and that should be then good to go. So we're gonna leave it for another 15-20 minutes, and then we just gonna run the test again. Now, so we have removed these hair bands, okay, and we just turn it on. You feel the vibrate when it's turning on. So you can get a like little fiber cloth, just clean it up all the sides, everything, before we hand over to the customers. Okay, no, everything is back and working. So you're gonna test everything, all the sounds, everything one more time. As I mentioned earlier on, that you need to test it and check it, everything, Wi-Fi, all the speakers, before you put the back plate. Hope you like the video. Please do not forget to subscribe and press the red bell icon, please. Every little help, we will appreciate that. And just to make sure, we just run the full test and all, everything is working. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe our channel. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.